Hello everybody, I'm Dr. Sneha Patel from MB Patel English Medium Secondary and Higher Secondary School. Students, today we'll be dealing with subject English. In 12th standard, there are two books for English. One is Flamingo and the other one is Vistas. Today we will start with the first chapter of Vistas. The name of the chapter is The Third Level, written by Jack Finney. But before I take you through the story of the third level, I would like to ask a question to you. Students, imagine a situation where you are sitting in a class along with all your classmates and teacher is taking a lecture. You are not much interested in the lecture. You're really getting bored. So what would you like to do? Obviously, talk to your friend. But you cannot do that because this teacher is really very strict. So the next option, pass a chit. But no, you cannot do that as well. Teacher wants your attention. How will you do that? You will pretend, you will sit straight, you will look at the teacher and you will pretend as if you're listening to each and every word of the teacher. But actually, are you doing that? No, you are not doing that. Why? Because you are thinking about the place which you would like to visit. You are thinking about the people whom you would like to meet. You are thinking about the food that you would like to eat. Yes, you are in 12th standard. The journey from 1st to 12th. You might have done this many a times. So you can relate to that. Why do you fantasize? Or I'll say, why do we humans fantasize? We always fantasize about good things in life, where we are put in a very positive situation. Most of the times. This is a situation of our hero of this chapter, Charlie. He also is tired of the burden of the harsh realities. And that's why he keeps on fantasizing. But his fantasy is so intense that he feels that he's actually living that fantasy. During the course of the chapter, he also takes the advice of his psychiatrist friend, Sam. And at the end, he comes back to the routine as well. But then what happens to Sam? Something really strange happens. Students, undoubtedly, thanks to Google, I have selected some pictures, the images, and I have put them in a sequence of a story. So, through this presentation, I would like you to sail through the story. And then we will discuss some important points relating to the story. Please concentrate on the presentation and you will get the idea what the story is all about. Let's go through the presentation. We'll start with the presentation. This is the chapter 1 of Vistas, The Third Level by Jack Finney. Charlie is a 31 years old man. He is not so very happy with the stress and tension of the daily life. One day, he got late at his office and he wanted to reach home early. So he went through the subway and reached the Grand Central Station in New York. The Grand Central Station in New York has two levels. From one level, the trains travel through the interiors of the New York City, while from the other level, passengers can board the train to go to the suburban areas. So Charlie goes down to the second level and then suddenly he looks at the mysterious tunnel. He was curious about that. And so, after observing that tunnel, he thought of traveling through that. He went along the tunnel, and when he reached at the end, he was amazed. Why? Because he found himself in the world of 1894. Yes, it is a time travel story. How did he come to know that he has already reached the world of 1894? By observing the people around. He looked at the locomotive, the old style engine. He looked at the women dressed in this particular way, the men having all sort of new sense of mustaches and the sideburns, the way they dressed, the pocket watch. Some men also smoked cigar. He also looked at the gas lamps, the brass spittoons. Standing there, he thought of Galesburg, where he had spent his childhood. Often he used to think of Galesburg, and he also discussed about Galesburg with his friend Sam. Galesburg was a place which was peaceful, and Charlie wanted to visit Galesburg along with his wife Louisa. He wanted her to see the serenity, the peacefulness and cool of that particular place. So he thought of buying 2 tickets for himself and for his wife and go to Galesburg. He went to the ticket counter and asked for 2 tickets. He gave the money, but the person at the ticket counter was unable to recognize the currency. He thought it was fake, and Charlie also got scared that he would be caught by the police for having this kind of currency. So quickly he left that station, and he thought that on the other day he would certainly go to the 3rd level. On the other day, what he did was, he went to the bank. He had got 300 rupees or dollars. He withdrew all that money and bought the old currency. It was expensive, but he thought that it would be enough for Louisa and himself, because living in 1894 would be cheaper than the present time. He goes to the Grand Central Station, but this time he was not able to find the 3rd level. He looked for it again and again, day after day, but he could not find the 3rd level. He was confused. He shared his confusion with his wife, Louisa, and Louisa advised him to meet his friend Sam. Sam was also a psychiatrist. So they go to Sam, and to Sam, Charlie narrated his experience. Sam listened to him very carefully. And what did he tell him? Sam told that it was a waking dream wish fulfillment for Charlie, because Charlie was unhappy in his current life, in his present life. So he always thought of the past happy experiences, and his visit to the 3rd level was actually a dream which he had witnessed or which he had seen with his open eyes. He listened to Sam's view properly and then he returned to his routine life. He went to office. He spent his time with his wife Louisa. But one day they came to know that Sam, the psychiatrist, Charlie's friend, had disappeared. Louisa and Charlie, they tried to find him, but they couldn't. Charlie suspected that Sam had gone to Galesburg. Why? Because Sam was a city boy. He never knew the pleasures of living a peaceful, cool, and calm life of a village or a country. And whenever Charlie used to share his childhood memories with Sam, Sam enjoyed listening to it and also often expressed his desire to visit Galesburg. And that's why Charlie suspected him to be in Galesburg. Charlie also had this habit of collecting stamps. This habit is called philately. His grandfather had passed on this habit to him. He found one envelope which was addressed to his grandfather, but when he opened that letter, it was addressed to him. The date of the letter was 18 July 1894, and that was the letter of Sam. Charlie read the letter, and Sam had gone to Galesburg in the year 1894. This is very, very ironical because Sam was a psychiatrist. He used to help the people to come out of such experiences and live in the present life. But he himself was so unhappy with his current situation or position that after knowing about the third level from Charlie, he himself went there. And he also asked Charlie and Louisa to join him. Charlie, when he went to the shop where he had exchanged the dollars with the new currency, with the old currency, there he came to know that Sam had also bought old currency, and that's why he felt that he has gone to Galesburg. Charlie felt that with that amount, Sam would be able to establish himself in hay, feed and grain business, because that was what Sam always wanted to do.